Don't make us go live.
We're live.
It's alive.
We are live.
It is Oakstober.
I don't know if anybody can tell, but we don't really plan what the first things are going to be when we go live, what we're going to say first. Like, I know it may seem like it's well scripted and
tightly scripted.
Yes.
Like it usually involves with we're live.
Yes. Believe it or not, they actually come up with that stuff on the spot.
Or are we live? Are we live yet?
Are we live? Are we live?
Are we live
Coming halfway through a sentence.
Push the button. Somebody push the button. That's usually it revolves around that.
Hey, it's Oakstober, everybody.
Hello.
My goodness.
It is.
It's already Oakstober.
It's Oakstober, and I'm so excited because I have a story to share with the hosts that they don't know about. That's very so on brand.
So many surprises.
Fire bad.
You know something I noticed tonight? In the SCQS tower, there was a light in the window in the topmost tower of the old SCQS place.
The old SCQS place? Well, shoot, there ain't been anyone there in a fortnight.
Zoinks!
I know, but some people heard some noises coming from that window.
No.
Yes.
No.
They were walking by, and they never made it home.
So,
well, how do we know? How do we know that they heard a noise if they didn't come?
They sent a text from their cell phone and said they heard a noise as they were walking by, and they found their cell phones by the road.
No, how would
yards from the house?
How would JT know this story? How would JT know what happened on that night?
They texted
me and told me.
No,
yes,
he was in the window. Everybody knows it.
What?
Yeah. So my kids and I are reading The Goblet of Fire, the fourth Harry Potter book, and we just stopped mid first chapter, right when the gardener is going up the stairs to the old abandoned Riddle place.
Yeah.
And that's what that story made me think of, because honestly, we stopped because I was reading it before bed. And Colin, my 9-year-old, was like, "Oh, I'm not excited about him getting killed," because he knew it was coming.
It's not a good time for somebody to be killed.
We're about to go to sleep, and I'd like to sleep more than an hour.
I would prefer the sun to be high in the sky when we read about this.
That's great.
Hey, look, there's Tabby.
Oh yeah, she's here to tell the story with me, and my phone's blowing up because shall we say some of the relevant characters are already carrying on about this story. So
what are you talking about?
Oh, I'll get there.
I can see Tabby, but I can't hear her. Now I see her ceiling fan. It's like Tabby's got her cell phone on a string and she's swinging it over her head is what it looks like.
I'll bring her in a minute.
I'm going to get car sick.
I should have arranged a minor version of the theme song for this month.
Oh,
it's not too late, man.
No, it's not.
With like pipe organ?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Like a Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
Sign up if you dare. Starving comics everywhere.
I know what I'm doing for next week.
Quarantine, so catch the vibe and dig the scene. Take a seat.
That was easy.
Grab a snack. Gonna kill the room. Gonna talk some smack. Cutting it down like a lumberjack.
I don't like the way GT's been dissing his theme song for the last couple of weeks.
Everybody got a right to know. This ain't my first rodeo. Hit spotlight, here we go.
I think
Are you ready for the show?
the thing that triggered me was the word quarantine. I'm just so tired of that word.
Yeah, but if anybody else was talking smack about our theme song, we would take offense.
We would take them down to Chinatown.
If we redo the theme song, does that mean we get to figure out what the old lyrics were?
What were the older lyrics?
You remember the old lyrics?
I think he means the mystery lyrics. The mysterious unrevealed lyrics.
You never revealed those, did you?
Hoping you cats gonna be impressed. Ain't no time to be depressed. Are you ready for the best?
Okay. I don't have a... Look at my background compared to your background. I didn't even think about that. You guys are all like creepy and death and murder, and I'm like, hey, everybody, let's go.
It's Oakstober.
Juan's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
Welcome to SCQS, everybody. I gotta say, JT, that you talking about a minor version of the song made me laugh. We could do the lyrics like Boris Karloff,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Or Peter, what's his name? The guy who talks like this.
Sign up if you dare. Starving comics everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's the
Coming
Monster
out
Mash
of
guy. isn't it?
And
Quarantine.
then we could do it like Frankenstein. It would just be
Yeah. You could do
that.
each line could be a different character, and that could be a game. Everybody has to guess
Oh my gosh.
who's doing each line of the song.
I want to do that now. I don't want to do the rest of this show. See you guys next week.
Yeah. Let me. For those who
Welcome to Starving Comics. Juan is out doing his band thing, and we miss him.
We miss Juan.
We miss him anyway, but he has a secret game that he's been telling us about. But he hasn't told us anything about it. Yeah, we don't know anything about
casting crowns. He's out with crowns. He's not dancing with crowns. With casting crowns.
Did y'all hear that?
No.
Something in my room.
Oh gosh.
There's somebody here. Everybody, this is my lovely niece, Gillian.
I love you.
Love you too.
I was expecting something scary.
It wasn't as scary as I expected.
No, I didn't know what to expect. That was
Actually, she would consider it a compliment if you said that.
she wasn't scary.
Yeah. No, that she was. She would consider it a compliment if you said she was.
Was she trying to be scary?
No.
I yelled. I
Failed.
shouted.
You did. It was good. You gave her the munch look.
Mm-hmm. Your niece is there. I forgot what I was going to say, but we have a giant show tonight. I know that.
How big is it?
Well, JT, if a typical show is represented by this woolly man,
Is that a spider?
I'm liking where this is going.
typical show is represented by the woolly man. The Tonight Show looks a little something like this.
That looks kind of pretty.
You like that?
I'd put that in a nursery. That's not very scary.
You put that in a nursery?
Yeah, I have a tree decal in my nursery. Look at that owl. He's very friendly.
Yeah, it's just
He
an
looks
owl.
like he's getting ready to attack.
That's because you have the Tootsie Pop, the Tootsie Pop.
I got a Tootsie Pop in my hand.
Still the center of a Tootsie Pop. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
A 3.
They thought you had Juan over there, JT. And Russ, of course, thought it was going to be Tommy, which I did too. I was waiting for Tommy all decked out.
Wouldn't that have
Yeah,
been cool?
Figured it would have been.
There's still time. It's only the first day of Oakstober.
That's right.
That's
right.
right.
And-
Oakstober is a month long.
Can I give you a very Halloween themed story to get
Please.
us kicked off?
To get it
Yes,
started,
please.
before we give a shout out to our clickers and everything,
Oh, should we shout out to our clickers?
we haven't
we
done
should.
that yet.
Yeah,
and
let's
we
shout out
should
to our
before we go any
Okay.
further because that's top priority.
Let's do it.
Cliquers are great. They're super amazingly great. Athletic and fun and super smart. Their beautiful faces a work of art. Cliquers are great. They're shockingly, chillingly great. Without them, we'd be destitute and drifting into the abyss. Lovely clickers, we blow you a kiss. I'll keep on naming clickers because we've got a hefty quota, like Derek, Nathan, Aaron, Keith, Olivia, and Dakota.
This week, in no particular order, our clickers of the week are
Amanda
Amanda
Paul.
and Just
Ooh. Licensed. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get flagged for that. I hope you clickers appreciate it. Thanks to all of our clickers, not just the ones that we're highlighting tonight. If you would like to become a clicker, it's the easiest thing, one of the easiest things in the world that we'll ever do. You just go to johnbrandy.com, click the little button, sign up for our click. There's a couple of levels of sponsorship that are mighty affordable, but they help us out a lot. They help us fund the things that we need to fund. They help us in so many ways. You can come to the effort party, among other things, and the effort party is where we have all sorts of fun. We plan the next show. We tell stories that we can't always tell on SKUs because we just don't have time. And anyway, so that's it. Go to johnbrandy.com, become a clicker, and we'll sing your praises every week as well. All right, Amanda. Okay. You have a story. You did not clear with us. You did not tell us about this.
Here comes my sister. Okay.
You know what this is about?
What? Oh, do I know the story?
Know?
Oh, yeah. I was there for its birth.
Yes. Tabby knows.
And I'm not sure what I'm supposed to add to this story besides just laughing at it.
Important details if I forget any. So this involves Tabby a little bit. It also involves an anonymous person who became my sister when I married her brother. So
that would be Megan.
So
anonymous.
So it's Oakstober. It's also, as many artists may be aware, it's Inktober. Dad, do you know what Inktober is?
I do not.
Okay, so it's like a social media trend where people take a challenge. They have to do a little sketch every day of October using ink.
And
it could be, yes, it could be anything, but there's usually a prompt.
So you can't use digital.
No.
Media. You're supposed to use actual ink.
No. And somebody who was an anonymous artist who became my sister when I married her brother.
You married her brother. Mm-hmm.
She was using pencil at my table, but she says she always goes over it again with ink when she gets the final, sketch done. So at any rate, so today's prompt apparently was scurry. And so Tabby was trying to be helpful because this person was like, what should I write? She wanted to have words included.
No,
with
you have to, I think, explain what she was going to call.
Yeah.
So it's Scurry, Scurry, Scurry.
Yes, okay. And she had already drawn this chipmunk thing, she called it a vole. It was a vole.
That's important.
And she was like, "What should it say? Should it say? Should it say scurry with scurry?"
I'm telling a story. Go away. He's as bad as Tommy Oaks.
Yes. Joe and Tommy are kindred spirits.
Spontaneously participates.
So our sister says, should it say scurry like a furry, or should it say
shut your vole hole?
Shut your vole hole. Those were, but I was like, no, neither one of those are good. And she's like, I just think of like little paw prints. She's like, I'm going to put paw prints all over this page, and I just want to know what letters to go with it because it should have some pretty letters to go with
and
it.
I said, neither one of those are appropriate in any capacity.
So she's asking for our opinion, and Tabby says, no, it should say, oh, scurry. like it's scary, but I was like, right. I don't think people are gonna know how to read that unless you have the right,
in the South we know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, ooh, scurry. I'm scared.
Yeah. Right, I'm scared. But I was like, I don't know how to convey it with the right picture or the right phrase. And I was like, what's a phrase that goes with scurry, like scary? What's a common phrase people would recognize that has scary in it so that you could just substitute that for scurry? And I couldn't think of anything except then I was like, wait a minute. One of the Spice Girls was named Scary Spice. Maybe you could just turn your vole into like a cartoon version of Scary Spice, and then you can write Scurry Spice on it. I was like, it'll be great. And she was not.
And you thought people would understand that better. You thought people would go immediately, oh, of course.
The
Scurry
image
Spice.
of a little vole in go-go boots about made me pee my pants.
Or like you could put little pigtails on its head. You could
Little
put it in
skirt.
like you could have like it wearing one of the iconic British flag, dress. People will totally get it. And she
People
was
totally
not
get it.
convinced. She was not convinced, but I think we
Simon.
can all agree that this was totally worth it.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Nice work.
Why are her feet covered in like mud or something?
She's scurrying. Those are the paw prints that were very important to the artist. That was what she
Okay.
had pictured all along, was the scurrying of the feet, and that she wanted to include that.
So the ghost in the British flag is to communicate the Spice
It's
Girls.
Scurry.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's a scurry ghost. And what was funny was while you were sound checking just before you started the show, she sends it to us and she's like, "Thanks, I hate it." And so then of course,
Thank you, guys.
and so Tammy and I, of course, were cracking. I was like, "That is the best thing I've ever seen."
I said, give the people what they want, Megan.
That's
mean,
what
anonymous.
the people want.
Yeah.
That's
What
what
I
the people
wanted.
want.
Okay, so that's all.
Okay, well,
Nice
that's going to
work.
be part of our graphics throughout Oakstober now.
Nice work.
Yep.
You mean
So-
Oakstober?
No, I mean Oakstober. Prepare to be horrifying.
I thought that
Okay.
said horrific.
That's what I thought it said.
No, at the bottom
Prepare
it
to be
says
horrific.
prepare to be HORRIFIE. I don't know where the D went.
All right.
I love it. It's even better.
Thanks, Tabby.
Uh-huh.
Thanks,
Okay,
Tam.
bye.
Scurry.
That's a t-shirt, John. Prepare to be horrified.
Prepare to be horrifying.
To be horrific.
Give the people what they want. Oh, it's scary,
Scary
flaming disaster.
Keep
it coming. Keep the critiques coming, everyone. I will pass it on to the anonymous artist who became my sister when I married her brother.
Who shall be nameless.
But I won't tell you who it is.
All right. As we have mentioned a couple of times already, it's Oakstober.
Mhm.
I don't know what the music is going to be for this week. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure.
Did you not even see the lyrics?
No.
Oh,
good.
boy.
A complete surprise.
So
Okay.
let's go. Let's lay it on us, man.
Okay.
When Oakstober comes, there will be screaming sounds, and in the graveyard you may find some devil hounds. When you buy silver bullets, buy 1,000 rounds. Now that a ghost is here, wait till the coast is clear. 'Cause when Oakstober comes, the vampires start to prowl, and when the moon is full, the wolves begin to howl. If you hear noises, tell yourself it's just an owl. You'll miss September when Oakstober comes. When Oakstober comes, there will be skeletons, axe-wielding maniacs, and ghostly galleons, and cheesy horror flicks about demented nuns. You'll miss September when Oakstober comes. I feel ready to break my thumb. I dream of a raven, a pit, and a pendulum. I miss September. Oakstober has come. And I would like to give Tabby the credit for the last line, because I was just going to repeat the end of the first chorus, which was you'll miss September when October comes. And she said, wouldn't it be better like to move forward in time and say, I miss September, October has come, which I thought was great. That's storytelling in action right there. So we actually ended in a different place than we began. So thanks to Tabby for the inspiration for the final line.
Thanks to Tabby for that. And also shame on Tabby for saying that shut your vole hole was not a good idea. So that's one win for Tabby and one loss.
We just couldn't figure out what that had to do with Scurry. We're like, let's stay on topic here. Clearly, drawing a rat in a British costume is much more applicable, obviously.
I don't have anything else to say about that. Juan, as we have already pointed out, is not here this week. And so I have prepared in anticipating that he was not going to be here potentially. I've put together some weird news for this week.
Yay.
We haven't done weird news for a while, but we're going to do weird news. I'll give you an idea of how long it's been since we've done weird news. The weird news for tonight, some of it is what I prepared for the watermelon episode. You remember the watermelon episode? That is what some of these weird news things are related to. Doesn't that make you guys feel terrible?
I am excited. Some watermelon week weird news. What better way to kick off Oakstober
than watermelon news?
Watermelon week weird news.
You know, when you put it that way, Brian,
I'm ready.
I think you're right.
Yeah, all right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
So how you guys, if you've never played before, how this works is there's going to be some pictures on the screen, and your job is to try to figure out what this news story is about. So here's the first one.
Wow, it's before and after.
Okay, so there's pizza on a watermelon because we're definitely in watermelon week.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a watermelon. So that is like a watermelon roast on the left, and then a watermelon pizza on the right. So it is the Great Watermelon Bake Off.
Mm-hmm.
Cook off. I'll go cook off, not bake off.
I'll go for that. That sounds reasonable.
Well, you're right about the watermelon pizza, but you're wrong about the watermelon roast. There's not. How would you even make a thing like that?
Is that a pineapple then? Is that a? I'm trying to figure
It's
out.
a ham. It's a ham with cloves stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's a ham with raisins. Blueberries.
You can put raisins in ham, can't you?
I mean, you can put anything in ham, really. But
why not?
Should you? Is the question.
Exactly.
I mean, you could put.
Right. I mean, you could put anything in ham, really.
Yeah, you could put like chopsticks or BBs or raisins or other gross things like candy corn. You know,
that
M&Ms.
That is a famous John Branionism, or an infamous John Branionism. Well, everything is edible, just some stuff will kill you.
Sherry said it's a brain.
Everything is edible. Some
like an
stuff
episode of Hannibal or something.
This is in recent times, basically this story back when we were doing Watermelon Week was primarily about the watermelon pizza, and you've got a wedge of watermelon there, and the one on the left is I'm not sure what they said. That is some sort of watermelon thing as well. Bizarre food mixtures have become a new social media trend. So people are mixing food. Culinary experiments have no creativity deficit. Foodies are always on their toes trying to try them. So these are some of the dishes that have been introduced and are most bizarre and acquire the wrath of food lovers. So for some reason, watermelon pizza is a bridge too far for foodies. There was a chocolate cheese ice cream sandwich and Coca-Cola and crushed chocolate cream cookies.
Oh, that's probably good.
Now this is a pizza topped with watermelons, and this is horrified foodies. So people are not they're not down with this. This is not a thing. That
Okay. So the one on the left is a pizza with watermelon topping, and the one on the right is pizza toppings on top of a watermelon.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Just the reverse.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like they're both watermelon pizzas, but where the watermelon is positioned is the problem. But you can see, on the left that there were horrific consequences to putting a pizza, in the oven.
Yeah. You might think about putting the watermelon on after the pizza has cooked. Like that might make it look better.
So
yeah, but then that begs the question: Is it truly a watermelon pizza, or is it just pizza dough with a watermelon on top of it?
Right.
I mean, at what point does a pizza cease to be a pizza when you don't put enough pizza ingredients on it?
Then it becomes like breadsticks.
Right. It's the ship of Theseus. When you replace every part of the ship, is it still the ship of Theseus? Or is it a new?
That's a good question.
So I do have kind of probably a hot take that's going to probably get me some heat here. The pepperoni, probably the most overrated topping on a pizza.
On a pizza?
Yep. I mean, look at that. Look, it just curls up and then just get little pockets of grease just sitting there waiting for you. Look at that. Just little cups of grease. That's all it is. Little cups of grease.
Little meat cups of grease.
That's right.
Pushed into cheese.
Just not. It's overrated. It greasy makes the pizza greasy. It's just no good. I'm going to go ahead and say.
So, what do you get on pizza then?
Well, I would do maybe
cupcakes.
I would do cupcakes. I would do chicken and some like pepper and onion. Pepper and onion's always good.
Okay.
Okay. You made a face.
Chicken fajita.
Do you ever do like a white chicken, like a white sauce, or is that too far? Like Alfredo sauce?
I personally don't, but I know people who do.
Or like garlic. Sometimes
I
it's
don't
like a
usually
white
do.
cream.
Although
That wasn't the question, Brian. The question was not, do you know people who do this?
The answer is no. I've done Philly cheesesteak pizza from a particular major chain, which we won't say, but it rhymes with Domino's. And
How do you feel about Chicago deep dish, since you are an East Coast man?
I do enjoy a good Chicago deep dish. Absolutely.
Okay. But not if it's got pepperoni on it?
No pepperoni. I'd rather go 4 cheese, go with a little ricotta, Parmesan, provolone, mozzarella. I'd rather.
And I don't think they put pepperoni on a traditional. I mean, I'm sure you could get it, but isn't it just cheese and sauce for the deep dish in Chicago?
Usually, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get other stuff on it. There are places that do like a buffalo chicken pizza. There's
that's true.
barbecue chicken pizza. I mean,
I'm pretty sure I've had Chicago pizza with sausage on it.
Deep dish is a soup. Let's be honest. That's true. It is actually a bread bowl. It is bread bowl with tomato sauce in it. Yes. But
let's be honest. All right.
All right.
I'm not a fan of the deep dish pizza. I prefer thin crust.
Yeah, me too.
And I prefer pepperoni.
What? We did this one already.
Did we?
What?
Sure?
This does not look like weird news.
Are you sure? Well, sometimes I'm just going to lay it all on the table here for you guys. Sometimes I have to create pictures to go along because the news article does not have a picture with it.
So you made this
was
to correspond with weird news.
Yeah, this was not actually.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You could have fooled us.
No.
That's not from the news, huh?
Yeah. This was a... This
Bye,
is
Chance.
not a
We'll see you
current
next
news story.
time.
This is not a current news story.
See, Chance.
This is from 1924. Is Chance leaving? I'm not looking at this thing right now.
So this is a
Kiwi
half-eaten
volleyball.
apple that was given to President Nixon in 1960s and the 60s, and then was transported back in time and left in a container that a guy then got autographed and keeps in his house still.
Okay, but what's with Brian? You have to account for the weird. It looks like he's got a tube sock on his hand.
That's just the way the art was rendered.
That's just his hand.
Yeah,
It's just,
it doesn't.
well, it's
His
actually
hand looks like a Phillips screwdriver.
it's a well, his name is Philip, and that's actually where it came from. And it was this weird. His parents were screwdrivers, and he was the kind of born, and he was looking for his calling in life, and he tried to toss pizzas, but it just kept going through, and so that was a big problem. And then they said, "Well, what about if you can split fruit? Can you split fruit? Because that would be useful." And so Philip decided that he did, and then he got good and he started to like shave it down more to be more pointy, and they started using him in gardening and things of that nature. But that was his initial job as a fruit splitter in the early days.
Everybody thinks it has to do with tossing melons, honeydew tossing.
They're correct. The people who are suggesting that it has something to do with throwing melons.
Yeah. Except for those of us who got distracted by the spatula hand.
Those of you who spent too much time looking at the artwork rendered hand.
Look how DDRR spelled honeydew.
Honeydew.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Honeydew. Honeydew. Oh no.
Honeydew. We've got things to do.
Let's get out of here, honeydew.
Let's get this cleaning underway.
My hand looks like a screwdriver.
That could be a horror movie too. Philip.
Yeah.
The screwdriver killer.
It's kind of like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bee. Yeah.
Exactly.
Edward Phillips' hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Phillips' hands.
And his other hand is a stapler.
Yeah.
That's the other thing you don't see. Is the other hand is a stapler.
Staple gun.
Yeah.
Where are you? All right.
Tell us about this honeydew tossing.
Fort Worth, Texas, September 27th, 1924. A watermelon thrown from one automobile truck to another caused the death of Thomas Collins, 21 years old. Fort Worth. Collins, accompanied by 4 friends, was in an automobile truck bound for Oklahoma, where they had obtained employment in the harvest field. A short distance out of Fort Worth, Collins asked a farmer who was taking a truckload of watermelons to the market to toss him a melon. The farmer threw a melon, which hit Collins on the head, knocking him from the truck. He died a few minutes later.
Oh, goodness.
Post-mortem examination revealed that Collins' neck was broken at the base, and according to the belief of physicians, the watermelon hitting him on the top of the head threw it back, snapping his spinal column.
Oh, my word.
How big of a melon did he throw?
That's actual size. Yeah.
That's got to be that's some hardcore melon.
Well, it's one of those things where, don't ask somebody to throw you a melon if you're not prepared to catch it. That's the lesson we learned here.
That is sad. I agree with Tabby. It's sad because that had the potential to be a really funny story. It
was funny until I told you what it was about.
He was joking around.
The reason he couldn't catch it is because he had spatula hands. And
right.
he tried and it
no fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was joking with the farmer. Hey, toss me one of those melons.
Toss me that melon.
Okay. And
here you go.
And then he killed him.
That's appropriate for Oakstober.
It's appropriate for Oakstober, and it's a lesson for all of us, you guys. I mean,
you could get killed by a melon.
Melons are not as harmless as you probably thought they were.
No, they're not.
What is this?
Somebody blew up one. This is somebody put a M80 inside a watermelon, right?
Ooh. Is this where you try to put as many rubber bands as you can around a watermelon until they finally explode? Have you seen that?
No.
It's a game. You have to
No.
take turns. You have this huge basket of rubber bands, just regular rubber bands. And then each of you has to take turns just putting one over the watermelon. And you can get several hundred of them on there before, but like it starts to like look misshapen and stuff, and it gets really bloated at the top and the bottom. And then eventually
it explodes.
Look at this rubber band. See, the Duchess of Mandalore knows what I'm talking about. Apparently that's not right, but yeah, eventually like you've heard the straw that breaks the camel's back. Another expression could be the rubber band that explodes the watermelon.
Right.
That's a much better expression. Well, that's the watermelon that's the rubber band that exploded the watermelon.
Yeah.
How long does it take? Because you said it could be several hundred. So just you're sitting there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, you go, and then they snap on you, and you're like, and it's just this long, complicated process.
It can take a while. I don't know exactly how long the longest competition was, but usually when you watch it on YouTube, they've kind of sped it up a bit for you.
I think it's still safer than having somebody throw a watermelon at you out of the back of a truck.
Oh, I would not. The Duchess wanted to try the watermelon rubber band thing. I would not be able to handle it. My anxiety would be through the roof. I hate when balloons pop, and I have a feeling that the exploding watermelon, the stress of the potentially exploding watermelon would be all of that too.
Do you suppose it makes a sound?
Do you not like the croissants or the biscuits when you open them up?
Oh, yeah.
And they go poof.
Tabitha won't do that. I've had to open every time Tabby brings biscuits over for Christmas. I have to open them because she won't do it.
Yeah. I actually prefer if it doesn't pop right away when you first open it, I'll beat it on the countertop and with a quick thump on the counter. Like I'm in control of that. It's like when you give a toddler a balloon and they're squeezing it and it like does one of these where it like floats on one side. That's the worst. Or they're like hopping on it and you just keep watching it do this.
What is wrong with that child?
Just somebody pop it already.
Well, looking at the background, I see there's like a metal like top of a hammer or something like that, or a golf club like a putter. But what I think this is a contest where it's like a seesaw. And they put the watermelon on one side, and then somebody jumps onto the seesaw and see how far they can launch it.
Very good. That's wrong, but I like the way you're using the context of the picture to try to figure out what's going on. You don't see any rubber bands in the picture, do you, Brian?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No. Well, somebody else said that firefighters shoot water at it. It's a contest where they see who can burst it with a hose.
Do they do that? Can they actually burst a watermelon with a fire hose? That's amazing.
I don't know.
It does look like that, but no, that's not. You're correct that a watermelon is bursting. You have correctly deduced that.
Is that a bicycle pump on the side, which they're just pumping air into the watermelon to make it blow up?
No, but it is a.
It looks like a giant birthday candle.
It does.
Did somebody drop it off of a building and it's just hit the ground?
Nope.
No. Dave Letterman used to do that, didn't he? Didn't he drop stuff off of buildings? And
it is exploding.
Okay.
Yes. As opposed to like imploding.
Was it fermented? Was it like rotten and somebody put a time-lapse camera on it to catch it when it just rotted to the point of
can you imagine how cool it would be if watermelons did that when they rotted?
It would.
They just exploded.
You should put it next to the Star Spangled Ding Dong.
I heard about there's somebody who comes to our food truck said they accidentally left a watermelon in their trunk this summer that they bought at the grocery store and they forgot about it and it exploded. Yeah, it ripened and rotted and exploded in their trunk they'll never get the smell out.
Dad did that with a zucchini. I think he told us about that on the show.
It was surprising how bad it smelled. I didn't think that vegetables were capable of turning into like garbage.
Fruit you would think would smell like maybe like wine or something because isn't watermelon wine a thing?
Yeah.
So like you'd think it would just smell like wine, but maybe not.
You know what? You could put anything in watermelon and ham.
That's right.
You could put ham in watermelon.
That's right. And raisins.
Yeah. That's the reverse is true. You know, earlier you said you could put anything in ham. You could also put ham in anything.
That's true.
So,
Just
You
some
really
of it
can.
will kill you.
Some of it will kill you, and some of it will explode.
Yeah, Tabby
So,
brought
alright.
up the cucumber too. What was funny was my husband actually witnessed it, and he described it as like this horrible, rotten balloon. It was like
Mhm.
it
It was
inside
awful.
completely liquid, and you
It
picked
was-
it up, and it was like blue.
Yeah, and it was blue, blue, but it had just a little hole in it, so like mucus would squirt out. Like just a little bit of mucus would squirt out, and I'm trying to carry it without busting it open.
I'm trying to figure out what the device is behind it because it has the wires. It's almost like a generator or a lawnmower or a snowblower. Snowblower.
It's not a snowblower, but
Is it a lawnmower?
stick with wires. Stick with wires, Brian.
Did they wire it with TNT?
No, but you're right. The wires. Good for you for seeing the wires. That's close enough. If you flip it around, you can actually see a
there's
video.
another-
There's a
Oh.
video of what happens when you put. Well, there should be a video.
Oh, there.
There it is.
Nope, unable to play.
Oh my gosh! Now I got to.
That's what happens when you put a watermelon near a wire.
Mm-hmm. Now I got to find it because it's not going to be as cool if we don't. Why can't we see it?
Because there's an error.
Everybody.
Because of error 150. That's why.
oh yeah, error 150.
Yeah, you know, error 150.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had a nickel for every time we've run across error 150,
Indeed,
For real.
If we had,
I'd have like 215. Great.
That kind of
all
reminds
right, here we
me.
go.
Wires and watermelon reminds me of that movie, The Cube. Did you see that horror movie, The Cube, where they got trapped
Yes.
inside this
Yes.
thing? And there was one room where it had a grid, and if you stayed in there too long, the grid would go through you and cut
And
you into
lasers.
little cubes. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a somewhat disturbing movie.
it was weird.
Okay, here we go. This is what happens, you guys, when you put 20,000 volts through a watermelon.
Oh, it's electricity.
Mm-hmm. If you electrocute a watermelon, this is
Wow.
when I fast forwarded to that part.
How many volts?
20,000.
Woo! Man, imagine what that would do to your head.
Yeah, imagine it.
Probably that. And then steak.
There's a steak. Yeah.
Wow.
It's too bad it wasn't a ham.
yeah, you could try that with a ham.
That's
You
true.
can put anything. You can put electricity in anything too.
And a ham.
Yeah,
You can put electricity in a ham.
You can put electricity in a ham.
Mm-hmm.
I know a guy who's been hit twice with lightning, and he survived both times.
There we go.
Oh,
So you
Yeah.
can survive it. I don't think anybody would survive that.
20,000 volts. How many volts is a lightning strike?
1.21 gigawatts.
That's
The only thing capable of that is a bolt of lightning. Sorry, I had to.
All right, so we've got more weird news. Or are you looking up how many volts?
Yes,
in a
I'm looking up how many volts are. It's not telling me.
It's probably more than 20,000.
How many volts in a lightning strike?
All right, I'm gonna go to the next thing so we can start.
300 million volts.
Yeah, that's
good.
plenty.
Grief.
I think we should hook your friend up to that thing and see what happens.
Plenty to explode a
He has
watermelon.
already survived it twice.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm trying to
right.
make it go forward and it doesn't want to
That's because there's an error.
because of the error.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
The space bar. All right, here we go.
Oh, this guy is floating
In a pumpkin.
in a pumpkin. That's perfect for
He is
Oakstober.
floating in a pumpkin.
He's floating in a
I
pumpkin.
thought it was
Yeah,
a
he turned it into a
deflated life
canoe.
vest.
Yeah.
A pump canoe.
This guy is floating and then in a pumpkin.
Yep.
A pumpkin.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. That is what he's doing.
Did he grow it?
aboard.
Is he a farmer that grew that pumpkin? Or-
Where
or
does
is
this
it
take
just
place?
like a-
I'm guessing either Florida or Ohio.
or Mississippi?
It's always Florida.
It's not Florida or Ohio.
Mississippi, Louisiana,
Uh,
Alabama.
No.
He's got a like camo hat looking thing, so it's got to be somewhere in the South.
It's got to be. He ain't
How
scared.
dare you?
Yeah.
How dare
Plus,
you?
look at the foliage. That's not palm tree. That's
right.
Deciduous.
Yeah, that's
forest.
southern.
Nebraska
Indiana.
resident
Oh.
Dwayne Hanson
That's
celebrated.
not
Dwayne.
Nebraska.
I don't want to hear any more grief about people doing weird stuff in California.
Nobody
that's all.
nobody in California is named Dwayne, Brian.
Yeah,
so.
or names their pumpkin the SS
Bertha.
I think Dwayne the Rock Johnson
Or
lives in
Bertha.
California, doesn't he?
Or Bertha. Is it Bertha? I don't even see the
I
H.
beg to differ.
Berta.
Bertha.
This guy in August celebrated his 60th birthday by paddling a hollowed out pumpkin down the Missouri River.
That's enormous.
Why would he do a thing like that?
To set the record?
Not just for
Because
fun.
he lives in Nebraska and was trying to get away in any way, shape, or form. As someone who's escaped Nebraska once, I can tell you I was on the verge of that. But I only had some grapes and a small,
a small mushroom.
yeah, a
RV.
small spatula. So
And a tangerine.
And an RV.
You can't see it, but on the other side, there's a pumpkin cooler with a cigarette in
You're right. JT said it, and Melinda said, I think he broke a record. He did break a record.
for the
What
dumbest thing
Good for
possible,
him. Good for him.
the dumbest thing possible to do with your time.
What record would that be?
That's the record. The dumbest thing possible to do with your time. And they were like,
No.
"Yep, that's the record. There you go."
Nope. That's not it.
That's
The record
It's
for
amazing.
paddling in a gourd.
Ooh, fastest trip across the river in
In a
a
gourd.
piece of produce. In floating produce.
Because a gourd could encompass other.
What's funny?
They
Fastest
don't-
paddle in a gourd?
the fastest paddling across. Yeah, they didn't show his teammate who was going in a grocery cart.
Longest boating in a river in a pumpkin.
Yeah, the
What's
guy who
funny
got
about
into the
it-
grocery cart just sank.
What's funny about it is that your guesses are not any more stupid than the actual record. That's what's funny. All right. Hoping to beat the previous record for, quote, longest journey by pumpkin. There's a record for longest journey.
What I think is funny is you could theoretically break that record by land or by sea.
You could.
Longest journey by pumpkin. But
Or
probably
air.
probably pumpkin by water is going to be easier because if pumpkin on a gravel driveway, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to go as far before the
No.
pumpkin would be really
Yeah.
undrivable. Right?
Unless you have a fairy godmother who can help you out. Yeah.
Turn it into a coach.
Do you think he was singing a sea shanty while he was doing that?
Probably.
Just a nice pumpkin sea shanty.
I'm sure he was. Scoop out the seeds and grab your oars, mateys.
Paddle, paddle, paddle till we reach the shore.
Gourd. It's on to the gourd.
Scoop out the seed.
And grab your paddle. Take
Who
it
got
to
the
the
nose in front of this?
Oh, that gourd is so seaworthy.
Paddle
so-
like the wind and praise the Lord. We'll make it to the other side in our gourd.
Yo
Mr. Hanson,
ho ho, a pumpkin's life for me. A pumpkin's life for me.
the guy enjoys growing large pumpkins and
Bet he does.
gourds and other vegetables as a hobby. Came up with this idea while visiting Ohio. So there you go. Seeing another person attempt to set this record, which is currently right around. Anybody want to guess how long the longest journey by
30
gourd is?
seconds. I hope
No.
they
Oh,
just
is
go
it
out and
time
just
or distance?
Distance.
Oh, distance.
1 mile.
200 feet.
I'll say 30 miles.
Not even 200 feet. I'll say 20
What did you
feet.
say, JT?
30 miles.
Are you looking at this?
No?
Yeah, it's 30 miles.
He went 30 miles. That would take forever.
I swear, I did not Google that. I just guessed it.
30 miles. He's
I
right.
don't think he has much else to do, Amanda. So I think he's got the time.
Next, he will
That's great.
attempt it in a zucchini. No, what he needs to do is get a guy on 2 zucchinis to tow behind him.
Exactly, like the water ski
Yes.
or water zucchini.
Right.
Zuski. Water zuski.
So
Yeah.
did the pumpkin survive the trip?
Zucchini?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with zucchini.
Zucchini. That's it.
Do you know if the pumpkin survived for another trip later, or did it fall
He
apart? Is that
endured-
why he only went 30 miles?
Hansen endured the 11-hour journey with a cup holder carved into the side of the hull, and
Russ,
SS
you were right.
written on the back. Yeah, it's got a cooler.
It's got a cup holder.
What's
Uh,
written on the back?
His
Bertha.
SS Berta.
Okay.
His friends cheered him on from the land, though some did trail behind in an actual boat, just in case something went wrong.
I can't believe he did it in 11 hours. He's
surpassed it.
averaging 3 miles every hour.
Well, the Missouri River is moving, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hansen surpassed the 25.5-mile record just before 3 p.m., nearly 4 hours before he arrived in Nebraska City. Guinness World Spokesman
He had to go 30 miles or he wouldn't
Yeah.
have gotten the record. I
Right.
gotcha.
received his application, which will likely see Hansen crowned with the bizarre title. So he's longest journey by pumpkin.
The pumpkin had a cup holder.
Dwayne Hansen from.
There always is, Russ. There always is.
So good job. I think there's one more bit of
Hey.
of weird news that that you're going to want to see, and it's sort of in keeping with Oakstober, I think. Peach, are you with us anymore? Are you gonna do your job?
Well, I was just reliving the Scurry spice again because I got tagged in it on Facebook. So I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
All right, here we go.
Oh, some guy swallowed his shotgun shells.
Yeah, to
try to
smuggle
get
them
through an airport.
into, because it was a place that doesn't allow ammo or something.
Oh,
doesn't
my
have guns.
word. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Nope, it's not shotgun shells.
It's lip balm.
Yeah.
Craving for lanolin. And he has a lip balm habit.
It's like, I keep swallowing my lip balm. I don't think I'm doing it right.
They could be batteries.
They could be batteries. Just
What did you say, Brian?
Batteries?
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. This
Wow.
I bet he just keeps going and going and going.
That's painful.
This is in Ireland.
Was he trying to end his life?
It's a she.
Oh, was she trying to end her life?
Certain doctors in Dublin are recently, during surgery, they removed. Anybody want to guess how many batteries there are there? Let's play that game. Let's play that
30.
game. Let's do that, Peach.
Yeah.
30.
Wisdom of the crowd.
Where the crowd tries
30.
to figure out how many batteries.
All right, everybody make a guess. We'll average your number together.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 30 as well.
So we got 2 for 30.
I'll
All
say
right.
28 just to be different, so we can average it.
Yeah, actually, I think that's pretty close too. All right, we
I'm
got
I'm gonna get up the calculator.
37. Okay, 37.
All right, so calculator, where is it?
Whoa, we have a lot of. Okay, 37, 50,
37 plus 50
38,
plus 38.
I don't even know the reason behind
45,
this, and I'm already annoyed.
28.
Yeah.
28.
Did you do
plus-
45?
I did 45.
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
think of any rational
What
reason.
are you guessing, Brian? You guessing
28.
30?
I said 28.
So we got 2 28s
Yeah, and that's fine. And JT, what did you guess?
30.
Okay, and
plus
JT said
30.
Now, how many numbers do you have there?
I don't know. I haven't been
Hold on.
counting.
1, 2. Go ahead and hit equals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 7.
Okay, so hit equals.
Equals and
So-
divide by
so I need to
7.
divide that by 7.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why did it give me a decimal? That doesn't make sense.
Give you a decimal.
All right,
42.
so
Good guess, Eric.
the average is a
Answer to
little.
life, the universe, and everything.
The average is a little lower than the actual number.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I didn't pick all of the high ones. Like the next one was going to be 55 was Jeff Lane. And then there was 35, 36,
Okay.
35. A whole bunch of 30s came in after we
Yeah,
hit.
it's gonna be lower. Jeff Lane is exactly right.
Oh, okay.
55 batteries. Now, in fairness, I don't know that all 55 batteries are visible in this X-ray, but
Yes,
My goodness.
So
that's true. That number looks like 28 on the dot.
patients arrived at St. Vincent University Hospital, where the X-ray revealed the foreign objects in her body. Miraculously, none were obstructing her gastrointestinal tract. They decided to wait. Initially, the doctors waited in hopes that she would pass the batteries out of her body naturally as you can. Though she released 5 batteries in the first week, subsequent X-rays showed that some were still stuck inside, and the woman began experiencing abdominal pain.
Oh, what a shock!
Oh,
After realizing she got 55 batteries, and it's shocked that she was hurt. After realizing that her distended stomach was hanging above the pubic bone due to the weight of the batteries, surgeons cut into her abdomen and successfully removed 46 of them. Unfortunately, 4 additional batteries remained trapped in the colon, and the doctors said that they would have to milk them. That was their term, milk them from her behind to remove them, which brought out the batteries ingested. They both AA and AAA. So I don't know if you could tell that, but there's different.
No, they all look pretty AA to me.
Yeah,
Amber's right. We really need to know why, John.
No.
Well, here's the thing. This was my favorite quote. The why is, while the incident certainly inspired curious bafflement, didn't it? The report reminded readers that the ingestion of batteries is a serious, albeit unusual, method of self-harm. Its authors noted that the act can cause severe issues, including mucosal injury, perforation, and obstruction. So it's a self-harm. She swallows batteries to, like some people cut themselves. Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Now, this is my favorite quote. To the best of our knowledge, this case represents the highest reported number of batteries ingested at a single point in time.
Oh, so she broke a record too.
Goodness gracious.
Right.
Man, this world is messed up.
And then the report goes on to say, quote, the potential of cylindrical batteries to result in acute surgical emergencies should not be underestimated.
Mm-hmm.
As some are in the habit of doing. Some are like, is this an
Let's
emergency?
pray for this lady.
Yeah, just she should have gone with D batteries. Just really.
She probably wouldn't have gotten.
Gosh.
She wouldn't have gotten as many swallowed. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Now, that would have got stuck right here.
just be a little more efficient. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get that D down.
Or a 9 volt, a couple of 9 volts.
Oh gosh.
And here's a car battery while you're at it.
There we go.
I accidentally removed you from the stream.
We've
That's
made
a
it to
big
the,
horse brain tube.
we've made it to the Scottish insults.
That was one dizzy crumb sniffing stripe.
What a scabby sheep shearing jobby.
What a dafty, cream-faced loon.
You clunky cod walloper.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Which one of you stinky crumb sniffing?
Here.
Which one of you stinky crumb sniffing melts took my batteries?
You battery swallowing milk dud.
Ya hunkling monkey.
She's got.
I wonder if she's single.
Got
And
their
if
own
the
current
guy
now. Look at
pumpkin
her.
is single.
I don't know.
They
Yeah.
could she could have gone with him and kept the radio going for the night.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
You wonder
A
what.
couple of world record breaking people. Match
Yeah.
made in heaven.
In weird news tonight. You wonder what would happen. I'll bet you. What would be ironic would be if she went to like reach for the television remote and there's no batteries in it.
True.
That
Right.
probably happens a
Can't
lot.
make-
She probably has a hard time finding batteries
You have to
that
put
she
the,
hasn't already. It's like my house where there's never any marshmallows in the Lucky Charms. You know?
is that right?
Ew.
Because your kids
Gross.
fish them out.
But does she like go to like the store and it's like, let's see, do I want Duracell or Energizer? The Duracell. Well,
There was an
From the-
episode of My Strange Addiction where somebody was eating toilet paper and they asked her, what brand do you prefer? Which seems like kind of an insensitive question, but she actually had a ready answer and she said,
Mhm.
I like it to be 2-ply because I like to peel it apart, right? Right.
You know, like
before
some
I eat
people
it.
like to untwist Oreos.
Yes.
Right.
yeah, just do that with toilet paper.
From the picture, you can find these pictures. I'm not going to put the picture up because these pictures came out of her digestive system, but there's a fair number of Duracells. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can count 6 Duracells without looking. Some of the batteries have been, you can't really tell what they are.
Does she have like the old like generic Rayovac ones that aren't
There's
as good?
some Energizer. There's some Duracell. There's a couple of lithium rechargeables, it looks
Ooh.
like.
Man,
Ooh,
imagine
just
if
charge that puppy back up and right back in you go.
Yeah,
imagine
but
if
then-
she had swallowed one that was just getting ready to corrode. You know,
Yep.
like burst open
know.
and corrode. That
Well,
would've just
yeah, your
killed her.
digestive juices are supposed to
Yeah,
actually be capable of doing that pretty quick. So
yeah.
like I know that if a baby swallows a battery, it's a pretty serious thing and you have to take them in right away and hope. Actually, you're supposed to give them, what is it that coat, not peanut butter because they can't eat that either, but like there's something you're supposed to give them right away that actually coats the battery and makes it less likely to corrode in your digestive system.
Is it ham?
You can put batteries in ham. You can put batteries in ham.
On the side of batteries, please. So,
Oh,
like
I've enjoyed that joke
Oh,
way more
it's
than
honey.
anybody.
It's honey.
Honey.
Yeah, give the kid
Honey baked ham?
No, honey melon.
You can
If
put
you've got
honey in
nothing
ham,
else.
Brian.
in a pinch. All right, somebody say that's the show.
That's the show.
Oh yeah, we did use this. Sorry, I forgot. Oh no, that was last year's. Where's the one that you used this year?
We did put it up. It's a video.
That one doesn't have any misspellings or
Prepare to be
typos.
horfy.
Mhm.
This has been the first episode of Oakstober, and don't forget.
All right, take us home. Wrap us up, Peach.
I'm trying, but I can't find my banners. Okay. JohnBrandon.com. The keyboard is kind of loud and distracting.
Sorry.
No, it's very spooky. Very,
It's super spooky.
very on brand.
I'm
Uh,
very uneasy listening to it.
and our effort party starts right after this, so it's not too late. Quick, go subscribe. Get the link
right.
on the members homepage. Find out where Juan is. I don't even know where Juan is right now. Somewhere on the West Coast.
Disappeared in the
He's
music.
crossing
Castingcrowns.com.
in a cantaloupe.
He's currently trying to break the record. Support JT by going to johnthomasoaks.com. There's all kinds of stuff for you to see there. And Brian April at patreon.com/comedybrian to contribute to his cause. And what are we going to do for the credits today, fellas?
Well, we're either going to do it like we have 20,000 volts going through us, or we.
A vampire with 20,000 volts going through us while crossing a river in a pumpkin.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Do you
Obviously.
have a cup holder?
Here we go.
Let's try Walters. There's something right into Stop throwing batteries in the water. This is a shocking episode.
Corey Stevens.
I know what that noise is, but I'm scared. I think we're drowning.
Larry Lord.
I can't find my video to get us out of here. Okay, bye.